enjoy playing games that revolve around this little demon. But how do I feel about all of them? That's what I'm here to answer with Random User's Sonic the Hedgehog games tier list. Keep in mind, all of this is my opinion, and if you want to hear more of my stupid opinions, feel free to subscribe and leave a like. I'd really appreciate it. Also, for those of you wondering, I am doing everything in my power not to swear in this intro, that's why I said stupid opinions, out of fear of the YouTube gods yelling at me. Anyways, enjoy. Alright, I'll properly intro this at a later date. I don't know why I'm telling you this, you just watch the intro. But for me, I'm just gonna jump right into ranking. So, I guess we'll go actually, you know what, no. I was gonna say we'll go in chronological order. But the first thing I'm gonna do is add a row. This row being called IDGAF, which stands for I Don't Give a Fuck. Those are the games that are going to be either I didn't play because I just don't care, or I have no attachment to. So I'm just gonna put those in there first. I'll be real, I haven't played any of the Sonic Riders games. I'm sure some of them are great, but I just haven't played them. And then I'll put the advanced games in there and battle in there. Alright, then we're gonna add another row called Haven't Played ... Yet. That spacing is absolutely abysmal, but it'll work for now. So what's gonna go in there is Shadow and Heroes. And I think that's it. I'm working on Heroes right now, but still technically haven't finished it. So now we're gonna go in chronological order. Starting with Sonic 1. There it is. Alright, Sonic 1. Great for the time. The high-paced, fast-paced platforming. Really a competitor for Mario in its day and age. Hasn't aged that great. I think out of the trilogy, it is easily the worst. I'm gonna put it in C. Don't kill me. Sonic 2, an improvement in every way. It's going in A tier. It stands on its own, really. If I ever want to go back to a classic Sonic game, it's either this or Sonic 3. But next up we have CD. So, Sonic 2 is a sequel in the way that it innovates on pretty much every facet of what it means to be a Sonic game. Sonic CD kind of just feels like Sonic 1, 2. So, it is better than Sonic 1, but it's not that much better. Next up, Sonic 3, easiest S tier of my life. Sandopolis almost drops it down a tier, but on its own, it's great. It's very fun 2D platformer. I actually haven't played Sonic 3 Air, but I have played Sonic 3 and Knuckles on my... Hang on, let me go grab this. I played Sonic 3 and Knuckles on this bad boy. It's reversed, but I'll re-reverse it in editing. Doesn't have CD, but still better than Origins. Next up is... How many people do you think would kill me if I did Sonic 4 next? Next up is Sonic Adventure. I like Adventure more than Adventure 2. It's got a lot of bullshit, but the highs are so high. There are just so many amazing stages in Adventure 1. It's not... Whoa, hey, wait a minute, calm down. There we go. It's not quite S tier, but I'll put it A tier. Sonic 2 or Adventure? I'll give Sonic 2 the slight edge. Adventure 2. Okay, hear me out, because I know people are going to be upset. The Sonic gameplay is fun. It is good. I like playing as Sonic. It's just a shame that you can't play as Sonic without also having to play as Knuckles and Tails. So Sonic gameplay is pretty good. I'd give it, like, just the Sonic gameplay, I would give, like, an 8 out of 10. The story is pretty good, and the soundtrack is pretty good. But the issue with that is the Sonic gameplay is less than a third of the entire game. The Tails and Egg, like, so Sonic and Shadow, they control fine. Shadow is slightly worse than Sonic for some reason, but still, control fine. Tails and Eggman are just worse versions of Gamma. Because, like, the turning is weird with the aiming. If you've played the game, you know what I'm talking about. If you hold left, then the legs automatically start moving left, but the face part, like the part you're using for aiming, takes time to move. It's just so annoying. And then Knuckles, oh my god, they butchered. So all 3 emerald pieces spawn at the exact same time. In Adventure 1, if you get near one, it starts bleeping at the radar at the bottom. In Adventure 2, you can only track 1 piece at a time. So you could be standing right next to the 3rd emerald shard, and just nothing will happen. It won't tell you. Why would they make the gameplay worse for the sequel? It's so annoying. I don't like Adventure 2. Next up, skip Heroes in Shadow. 06. Okay. 06 is bad. 06 is really bad. But it has a lot of parts that are funny bad. Like, I'm a pretty chaotic person, so when I see a human woman kiss a 3-foot tall anthropomorphic hedgehog, I don't cringe, I laugh at the chaos. So I'm gonna give it a D rank, but higher than Adventure 2. If this was Project 06, this would be like an easy A tier, but just based Sonic 06, it's pretty bad. Next up, we've got Secret Rings? No, wait, I missed Rush. Isn't Rush 2005? I'll just do both Rush games right now. Rush 1 is easy S+. I am a little biased, because Rush is my favorite Sonic game of all time. But, you know, who cares? It's my tier list. Rush 2, pretty solid. I give it like an A tier. If Sonic Colors DS was on that, I would put that up here with S+. Because Colors DS is so good. It's very short. To be fair, so is the Wii version. But the Sonic Colors DS, if you've never played it and you just have like 2 or 3 hours to kill, I highly recommend it. It's so weird that it has more content than the Wii version. Because the Wii version, you just get the Chaos Emeralds by getting red rings in each stage. But for the DS version, you get them by doing special stages, and then there's a secret final boss at the end if you get all of them that I'm not going to spoil. Like, that's so cool. Why didn't the Wii version have that? Next up, we'll do Sonic and the Secret Rings. I have a love-hate relationship with this game. Who am I kidding? It's D tier. No, not better than Adventure 2. So I have a story with this game. I had never played it, and I think around 8th grade, I was like, alright, you know what? I want to give this a shot. I broke out the Wii, grabbed my copy of Sonic and the Secret Rings, and I played it all in a single day. And I went to school the next day, and could not feel my arms. Hi, it's Editing Random User here to give you a example of what it's like to play Sonic and the Secret Rings. Oh god, I have a headache now. It was like I'd been jacking off for 24 hours straight. It is... I'm not giving an example of that one. It is so painful to play. The reason I have a love-hate relationship with Sonic and the Secret Rings, though, is I love a lot of the ideas in it. The soundtrack is very unique, which I actually appreciate. I like a lot of the songs in the soundtrack. There's, like, dinosaur levels. Sonic and the Secret Rings would be a pretty decent game if it controlled better. The level themes are just so fun and unique. There's the big furnace level. There's the freaking dinosaur level. Like, the levels are so cool, but the game just fumbles the bag so hard. Next up, we have Unleashed. Okay, at some point, there was just a switch in priorities for Sonic fans, because what it used to be was, oh, finally, Colors, we have a pretty decent Sonic game. Oh, Unleashed sucked. But now it's flipped. Now people are like, oh, Unleashed was so good, and Colors is all 2D. I think Sonic Colors Ultimate was so bad that it made people retroactively hate Sonic Colors. But regardless, I stand by the fact that Unleashed is not that great a game. I would give it a C tier, right next to Sonic 1. The reason I say that is on replay, levels like Spagonia Day, Apatos, the other daytime levels that I can't remember the names of, I think they're all really good. However, that is so little of the game. So on replay, the daytime levels are so amazing. But first time playing, having to sit through nighttime levels where you're trying to balance on the stupid thing, needing to collect more medals because you didn't get enough. Oh god, first time Unleashed gameplay, so bad. Going back and replaying it, great, because you can just ignore this half of the game. Let's just rip the band-aid off now. Sonic 4, C tier. Obviously still worse. Actually, you know what? No. Better than 06, but really bad. And then Sonic 4 Episode 2, about the same as Sonic 1. It's better, but not by a lot. Sonic and the Black Knight, okay. This is where I'm gonna start some shit. Story, phenomenal. Writing, phenomenal. Level design, same as Sonic and the Secret Rings, a lot of great, unique locations. However, again, I am going to start some shit here, because on the Wii, miserable. Having to freaking shake the Wiimote just to hit your sword is so annoying. However, if you play the game through not quite legal means, use one of these bad boys, just bind the sword button to right here. Whew! Game goes hard, but we are ranking it on its own, so I'm gonna give it B tier. It's about as good as Sonic CD. I'd say better. Again, if we're talking with like a normal controller, solid A tier. Maybe S tier. Colors. Again, if this was colored as DS, S+. But it's not. So, it's like the reverse of Unleashed. Because with Unleashed, like I said, replay good, first playthrough bad. With colors, first playthrough good, replay bad. I'm gonna put it right next to Unleashed. I think it's about even. I'll put it higher. I enjoyed my time with colors more. Next up is Generations. Easy S+. I think Generations is probably the most consistently good Sonic game we've ever gotten, because a lot of people will look at it and be like, oh, the modern Sonic gameplay is great, and then there's classic Sonic. But really, I like the classic Sonic stages a ton. There are some parts of them I don't like, but I mean, come on, every Sonic 3 has a Sandopolis. If you don't enjoy the classic Sonic gameplay, what I recommend you do is get all of the red rings in classic Planet Wisp and use the homing attack. Because that made classic Sonic so much more fun for me. Sonic Lost World. Okay, Lost World was not great. It's solid C tier. If we're talking about the 3DS port, I like the 3DS version of Lost World. It has really long levels. Like, there are some that'll go on for upwards of 10 minutes. But I don't hate that. I also think the 3DS version uses the parkour a lot more. So again, if the 3DS version were on this list, it would be an A tier. But it's not, so the Wii U version / PC version, it's down here. Mania. Another solid S tier. Yeah, I'm happy with this order, actually. Rush, then Generations, then Mania. I can live with that. I don't really have anything to say about Mania that hasn't already been said. It's just really good. Mania is just a phenomenal classic game. My only complaint is that I wish there was maybe more support for it. Like if they added more playable characters longer it went on. But I also feel like Sega is not happy with the Christian Whitehead team. They freaking doomed them to Sonic Origins. Next up, Sonic Forces. Okay, I like the modern 2D sections. I think modern 2D sections in this are like slightly worse than Rush. However, the entire game as a whole is so mediocre. Like, I was talking about Sonic 06. With Sonic 06, it's got a lot of bad, but a lot of it is funny bad, so you can find some little minute pieces of enjoyment out of it. With Forces, there's nothing there to really enjoy. I mean, I've got some things that I like about Forces, but it's not enough to save the game. It gets its own tier. Forces. Frontiers. Frontiers is interesting, because on release, I would give it a solid B tier. Maybe A tier. Most likely B tier. It's like a high B tier. On release, I would give it a high B tier. which is pretty solid. That's what I expect for Sonic Frontiers. After DLC 1, or after Update 1, I'd give it a low A tier. After Update 2, I'd give it an S tier. It is slowly becoming one of my favorite 3D Sonic games. I've already said this in, I think it was the Knuckles Sonic Adventure video? Maybe? Or the Tails one. It was one of them. But if they really stick the landing on Update 3, Kishimoto has said he wanted to change the final boss, so if they do that, and then also make the new playable characters fun, I think this has potential to be S tier. In my book, at least. Keep in mind, this is all opinionated, but if they do that. So right now, it's low S tier. So yeah, that is my Sonic game tier list. If you like it, leave a like on the video. If you don't like it, please go into the comments and tell me to kill myself. And if you just have some minor disagreements on it, feel free to let me know in the comments down below and we can discuss. Anyways, thank you for watching. Bye bye.